When we simplify an expression, one problem that we often run into is, how do we know that we're done? The answer is, we know that we're done simplifying when we've got an object into whatever the standard form is for objects of that kind. For fractions, the standard form is lowest terms. For linear expressions, we are in the standard form when we have no grouping symbols and one term for each variable and maybe a constant. If there's only one variable, then our expression should look like a number times x plus another number. The order of the terms doesn't matter. If the x term is second, that's also fine. So for linear expressions, just like fractions, we have a standard form. For linear expressions, just like fractions, we have a set of steps that will get us there. Our first step is going to be to rewrite all of the subtraction as addition. Once we've done that, we're going to first work within each term. Within each term, we'll use the distributive property to eliminate grouping symbols. Then, continuing to work within each term, we're going to do any sort of multiplication or division of numbers, and if we have any division left at the end, we're going to write it as multiplication. And then finally, we'll combine all like terms and take whatever steps are needed to make it look nice. Remember, the steps to make an expression look nice are drop 0 terms, don't write coefficient 1, and write subtraction instead of adding a negative. Let's see an example. Suppose we want to simplify this expression. According to my steps, my first move is going to be to rewrite all of my subtraction as addition. Now, as you practice this, you may find that you don't need to write down this step. If you find that you skip writing down this step and never make any mistakes with negative signs, you can skip writing down this step. If you sometimes make mistakes with negative signs, write this step, it will help. Okay, now I'm going to work within each term. X plus y over 2 is x over 2 plus y over 2. Negative 3, 2x plus negative 5 is negative 3 times 2x plus negative 3 times negative 5. And 5 times 3 plus negative y is 5 times 3 plus 5 times negative y. For step 3, I'm also working within each term. Notice I have more terms now than I did in the beginning, but my x over 2 can be rewritten as 1/2 x. My y over 2 can be rewritten as 1/2 y. Negative 3 times 2x is negative 6x. Negative 3 times negative 5 is plus 15. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times negative y is negative 5y. Now we come back together. I have my 1/2 x plus 1/2 y plus negative 6x plus 15 plus 15 plus negative 5y. Combining my like terms, here are my x terms. So I'll have 1/2 plus negative 6x. Here are my y terms. I'll have 1/2 plus negative 5y. And finally, here are some terms with no variable. I'll have 15 plus 15. Actually working out the arithmetic, negative 5.5x plus negative 4.5y plus 30. And then making it look nice, negative 5.5x minus 4.5y plus 30 is my final simplified expression. Notice I have one term for each variable and a constant.